Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Universe Mode on the JPG channel. We are joined here, of course, by our WWE Undisputed Champion, gracing Los Angeles with his presence and rocking the Los Angeles-themed John Cena Farewell Tour gear as well. Let's see what Cena has to say. Oh, look at this. Cena getting a big head about himself after one title defense and a successful victory over LA Knight. And whoa, wait a minute. John Cena just said, if you want some, come get some. It looks like an old friend and an old foe at the same time is coming to get some. Yeah, again, old friend John Cena. Oh, Punk throwing some haymakers Cena's way when no love lost between these two men, that's for sure. Punk is challenging John Cena to a match in London at Money in the Bank almost 12 years to the day. Oh, and Cena accepts almost 12 years to the day that these two locked up in that historic Chicago Money in the Bank match all those years ago. Are we going to get the rematch? Are we going to get Cena Punk one more time? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to move on with the action because we have one hell of a match getting ready to take place after last week's actions of Ethan Page laying out RVD after his successful victory over Javon Evans. This week, Ethan Page seemingly gets exactly what he wants, and that is Rob Van Dam, but not in just a regular environment. It is going to be an Extreme Rules match. And Ethan Page might think he knows a thing or two about Extreme Rules or using weapons to his advantage, but Rob Van Dam wrote the book before Ethan Page could even read it. Of course, Rob Van Dam, one of the ECW originals, as extreme as it really gets when you talk about those group of gentlemen. So, I don't know. I think Ethan Page might be biting off a little bit more than he can chew here. We're going to have to find out. As we said, folks, Ethan Page just absolutely disrespecting an absolute legend in my book, and Rob Van Dam. Let me say his whole name out. Put some respect on the guy. Even though you see RVD on the Tron, he'll go by either one. And speaking of Javon Evans, young Javon Evans, young up-and-coming superstar, the young OG, if you will, out here accompanying Rob Van Dam to the ring as the crowd gives Rob Van Dam his flowers. Big signing for Monday Night Raw. Rob Van Dam appeared in the Battle Royal a number of weeks ago, and we didn't know if he was going to be sticking around or if it was a one-off for the Raw after WrestleMania, but Rob Van Dam has indeed confirmed that he has inked a deal, a brand new deal with the WWE and with the JPG channel's Universe Mode as a Monday Night Raw exclusive superstar, and it looks like he's this time around, his role has kind of changed here. He's looking to be the outstanding veteran, a guy to set a good example for the young OG himself, Javon Evans, a man that I'm sure Javon looked up to when he was growing up, watching Rob Van Dam on his television wrestle guys like Jeff Hardy and Eddie Guerrero. And look at this, Ethan Page going for a wrestling maneuver in this Extreme Rules match. I don't think Rob Van Dam has any interest in collar and elbow tie-ups here tonight. But Ethan Page throwing some live rounds Rob's way as well. What a shot right to the face. And immediately Ethan Page goes to the top rope. I don't know if I exactly agree with that this early on. Rob Van Dam certainly trying to shake the cobwebs off. And look at this, nice reversal from Rob Van Dam. Huge display of strength, if you will, from Rob Van Dam that time. And now RVD, nice kick right to the face, brings the man that's simply one of a kind back into this one. And now look at this, up and over, nice Japanese arm drag there from Rob. And now, oh no, Ethan Page shuts that down real quick with a punch right to the face, goes for an abdominal stretch. Rob Van Dam, though, able to successfully use his own weight to his advantage. A nice standing moonsault that time. Completely stunning. And look at this. What a leg drop. Spin out leg drop by Rob Van Dam. And maybe he doesn't need weapons to beat Ethan Page, but needless to say, Ethan Page also showing a little bit of grit here tonight. Look out, Rob Van Dam, though, feeling a little bouncy, if you will. If I can steal a page, or excuse me, if I could steal a phrase out of the playbook of Javon Evans, I think he would also agree that that wasn't certainly the definition of bouncy. Rob Van Dam almost paying a little homage to Javon Evans himself. We know Javon loves to take that stage dive-esque diving body splash to the outside, and boy does he ever get air. And Rob Van Dam got a lot of air that time too. Now RVD, look at this, perched up, perfect balance on our barricade right in front of our lucky fans here in the first row. Went for a moonsault again. No water in the pool that time. Page slips out of harm's way. And now Ethan Page here, gonna go to work on Rob Van Dam. You know, for a guy like Ethan Page that's been in the game as long as he has, without receiving to his idea the credibility that he deserves, you got to believe that it is just he's itching for a big win, and this big win can come at the hands of RVD. And now look at this, Ethan Page starting to pick up the momentum. Nice swinging neck breaker. Like I said, Ethan Page stock will certainly rise with a big victory over a guy that used to hold multiple championships in this company, sometimes all at once. And now look at this, went for a low blow. Rob Van Dam seemingly having eyes in the back of his head that time, but nonetheless, Ethan Page still remains on top of things with a big back body drop, but Rob Van Dam shoulder out at 1. And all of a sudden, we were talking about Ethan Page trying to pick up the pace. Seems like he wants to slow it down now because he's not used to this speed. Look at this, Rob Van Dam. Nice rolling thunder. The rolling thunder connects and Page is out. Goes for the cover, only about a 1.5 that time. It's now back and forth these two go. Remember, extreme rules. Anything is allowed. Anything's legal. We have yet to see even a weapon be introduced into this one, but it certainly probably will not be long before we see one. Rob Van Dam again catching Ethan Page with that power slam out of literal midair. And now RVD going off the ropes again. When's the last time you've seen Rob Van Dam display this amount of athleticism in his matches? You have to date back all the way to his early 2000 run with the company, back when Rob Van Dam could really be the guy. He could have been the guy if they just made him the guy. The crowd, he had the fan support, he had the admiration of everybody watching at home and in attendance. As I look at this, Rob Van Dam setting Page up for something here. Oh, you talk about vintage RVD. He's hanging Ethan Page up on the barricade, and it's not just to get the blood rushing to his head. Rob Van Dam's going for this huge spinning leg drop that he loves to connect. A spinning leg drop to a prone positioned Ethan Page on that barricade, just dangling in the sky. And now Rob Van Dam immediately made me eat my words when I was talking about there's no weapons involved in this match. We got a ladder and a steel chair now in this thing. And now look at this. Look at the strength of Ethan Page that time. RVD is no small individual. He's no Javon Evans. No shade to Javon. But what I'm saying is RVD is obviously a much heavier athlete than Javon Evans in this particular scenario. And Ethan Page just literally almost deadlifted him off of his feet into a power slam. That was quite impressive, if I do say so myself. And now Page again on that top rope. He has not had any success with the top rope. Went for almost a similar move that Rob Van Dam did earlier, that running clothesline off the apron, but again, not successful. And now RVD goes for a standing moonsault. He hit one earlier, not successful on his end either. Back and forth this goes. The pendulum has swung multiple times in this match, folks. Javon Evans getting a little chippy over there with Ethan Page. Obviously no love lost there. Their rivalry started in that Battle Royal a few weeks ago. Once Ethan Page and Javon Evans locked eyes, we know that they have a historic rivalry down in NXT as well. And it's just carried over to the main rosters. Now Rob Van Dam getting some more hardware here. Throws a trash can in the middle of the ring. RVD now grabbing a table in the middle of the ring as well. What can the former ECW original have in mind for Ethan Page? Oh my goodness gracious, look out. A huge springboard crossbody to the outside. Rob Van Dam, you can see the crowd's fully in support of this man. It's not hard to root against Ethan Page. He's a quite unlikable guy. Just his smile alone will probably piss you off. And he knows it, that's the thing. But like I said, he has fought so hard for so long to get to where he's at right now, to get to an opportunity like this. And now, wait a minute, Ethan Page is not going to squander it either. Look out, Ego's Edge. Ego's Edge to RVD and might just put this thing to bed. Goes for the cover, count of 2. Rob Van Dam gets the shoulder out, though. Shoulder out at 2.5. That was close. Probably a little bit closer than Rob or Javon would like to see. And now Ethan Page just launched that trash can that RVD introduced, might I add, into this match right at the skull of RVD himself. And now I think he's even shedding a little bit of the red stuff here, as is Ethan Page after a kick like that. RVD immediately making sure he got his receipt back. And now all of a sudden, Rob Van Dam back in control. Although quite literally seeing red at this point. So is Ethan Page. And now wait a minute. Rob Van Dam again. That athleticism on full display. And that's a man well into his 40s pulling off moves like that. A springboard. Or excuse me. A split moonsault. Like literal split moonsault. And now Rob Van Dam gets his vengeance with a shot right to the face of Ethan Page. What the hell's RVD got planned here? Oh, a drop kick into the trash can into Ethan Page. Ever the innovator is Rob Van Dam. The man that's created moves like the Van Daminator, the Van Crushinator, whatever he could put his name in front of. He's going to, and he's going to rename whatever move that is to something that relates to himself. Van Terminator, Van Daminator. We might see all and the above in this match. And oh no, Rob Van Dam, bad intentions on the mind. He's got Page on that table. What's he going for? Could he be feeling a little froggy here? Oh, and a huge splash. Not quite a 5-star frog splash, but certainly 1.5 stars. And now, wait a minute. Rob Van Dam says, I bet. Goes to the other corner. There's the 5-star frog splash. Lands it flush. This has got to be over. Count of 2. No. Page again with a little bit of grit and determination to win this one. Rob Van Dam can't even believe that Ethan Page survived that one. You got to, honestly, at the end of the day, you got to give it to the guy. Surviving all of this offense against a former WWE champion, former ECW champion, former Intercontinental champion, namely Rob Van Dam. And now look at this. We got a chop fest, a slugfest, chop fest, slugfest. We got a mixture of both going on in the center of this ring, in the middle of this Extreme Rules match. What a way to start off our show, folks. And we're not done there just yet. A huge spin kick by Rob Van Dam, and now almost a mini version of the Rolling Thunder. But Ethan Page still survives. Like I was saying, folks, we are not done there just yet. We got Money in the Bank qualifiers coming up next. Don't go anywhere. LA Knight, Andrade, Trick Williams, one of those men will be the very first participant to enter the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Money in the Bank going down in just 4 weeks' time in London, as Rob Van Dam now hits the full Rolling Thunder once again. He hit it earlier. Still not enough, though. Page is still hanging on here. You have to credit Page at the end of the day. I mean, this has been an absolute incredible showcase of what Ethan Page brings to the table, no pun intended, as he walks right next to that table. And wait a minute, again, we We saw Javon getting a little bit chippy with Page, and I don't think he's going to exactly agree with what Javon has to say as he eats a face full of the announce table. And now Ethan Page now grabbing that table, grabbing some wood, some hardware, looking to get his get back as Rob Van Dam put him through the table just a few moments ago. Page is now looking to do the exact same to RVD. This is bad. Look, you can see the welts and the bruises just filing in on the back of Page, but he doesn't give a damn. All Ego is going off the top rope. You've got to be kidding me. An avalanche power slam through the table. My God, that's got to be it. No, somehow Rob Van Dam just got the shoulder out. Man, you could start the "you still got it" chance for RVD, but I don't think the man ever lost it. He looks as good as he looked 10, 12 years ago, and now Ethan Page with another Ego's Edge. That's going to put the nail in the... No, I was going to say that's going to put the nail in the coffin, but RVD still able to survive. And now Page, again, mouthing off to Javon Evans. I guess Javon didn't learn his lesson when Ethan Page threw him into the steel steps. But that might give Rob Van Dam the opportunity that he needs. Look out here. Goes for something, but Page, I think he was going for a powerbomb of sorts, but Ethan Page able to telegraph it. And now RVD goes off the ropes this time. Goes for a springboard moonsault. Page, wise beyond his years, even though he's been in the business for a lot longer than most people would probably have to guess or assume. And now, wait a minute, Ethan Page, what has he got planned here? You have got to be kidding me. You talk about an ECW original move. Awesome bomb through the steel trash can. And Page is done playing around. RVD, though, somehow surviving it. Look out. Mule kick off the ropes. And now, well, Ethan Page with the roll-up. With the roll-up. 1, 2. No, I thought that was going to be it. Ethan Page, the frustration is illustrated all over his face, and his body language is showing the exact same thing. He's wondering what the hell he's got to do to put this man away. RVD now almost just decapitated him, throwing that trash can back into the ring. Ethan Page might be out here, though. Rob Van Dam's going top rope. Another froggy. A second 5-star frog splash. Make that a 10-star frog splash. Connects to Ethan Page. And Rob Van Dam picks up the victory and effectively picks up a little bit of momentum and revenge for himself and Javon Evans when it comes to their ongoing issues with All Ego Ethan Page. But speaking of Page, he is a man to watch very closely this year in Universe Mode. You can mark my words. Tremendous victory for RVD. A lot more to come here tonight, folks. Stay tuned. And right back into the action we go. As promised, the Money in the Bank qualifiers start tonight in triple threat action with this man right here, Trick Willie himself. Trick Williams in the building. Goes by many nicknames, Trick James. But tonight, the nickname that he could have is the first Money in the Bank participant. First man to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, going down in London in 4 weeks' time. You know, Trick Williams, obviously a former advocate of one Carmelo Hayes. Melo over there on Friday Night SmackDown. But you got to believe he's looking at Melo's recent success with the United States Championship and looking at that like, well, maybe I should bring a little bit of hardware, a little bit of gold to Trick Williams' side. I'm sure Williams is tired of being the hype man. He's tired of being almost the understudy, if you will. With impressive performances in the last few months, including the WrestleMania ladder match and a standout match against one John Cena himself. Leading up into WrestleMania, Trick Williams has certainly done more than to earn an opportunity to get into a big match that could change his career in one night, like the Money in the Bank ladder match. The problem is you got guys like this, the megastar LA Knight, also involved in this match, and you know LA Knight is gunning for that briefcase. LA Knight is so hungry for a championship. He's been starving for a very long time. The last title he held here in Universe Mode was the Intercontinental Championship. And granted, he was a fighting champion. It only lasted all but 5 months with the gold. Knight's looking to upgrade that Intercontinental Championship to a World Championship. But first, he's got to qualify. And then he's got to do the even harder part, and that's win the Money in the Bank ladder match with 5 other participants willing to take his head off for the exact briefcase that he will be looking. He'll be looking to unsuspend. One more participant in this match, and he's certainly not somebody that you want to take lightly or immediately count out just because guys like Trick Williams and LA Knight are in this match. Andrade is all but capable of winning this one as well. El Idolo himself, multiple Money in the Bank ladder matches already under his belt, but always the bridesmaid when it comes to those matches. He has standout performances in the Money in the Bank ladder matches, but I mean, yeah, we're going to be talking about a spot tomorrow morning after the show, but are we going to be talking about you potentially becoming a world champion? Probably not, because you did not win the match. You didn't secure the briefcase. At the end of the day, that's all that really people will be talking about after the 24 hours of Money in the Bank. So Andrade could really prove some doubters wrong, not only by winning this match tonight, but also winning the Money in the Bank ladder match effectively. Like I just said, for Trick Williams' case, rising his stock, rising his star here in WWE. And Andrade has done fairly well for himself here at WWE. Former United States champion, former tag team champion. Of course, one of the better NXT champions back in the black and gold era. Of course, you can never forget his battles with guys like Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, just to name a few. Drew McIntyre, another one of those. Speaking of NXT, another, well, all 3 of these guys technically had a stint in NXT, but Trick Williams had more than a stint. He was also a former NXT champion in his own right, as he takes the fight to both Andrade and LA Knight. He says both of y'all can get the smoke. And now LA Knight ducks a drop kick attempt from Andrade. Oh, face first. Face first goes Andrade. That was a nasty fall. And now Trick Williams trying to take a page out of Ethan Page's playbook in the last match. And now stomp to the hand from Trick Williams. You are going to see a lot of touch and go between all 3 of these guys. I mean, you can hit a move and try and get a pinfall while the other man's down. That's the name of the game. And look at this. LA Knight with the strength here. Able to muscle Trick Williams off his feet. Hangs him out to dry with a gun stun. And now even LA Knight ducks a large right from Andrade. And now look at this. There's the megastar. Oh my God, did you just see Trick Williams fly through the air? LA Knight was displaying some strength that time with that pop-up power slam, and Williams jumped over the lifeless carcass of Andrade to deliver that clothesline, and again with that pop-up power slam, but reverse style. Getting innovative is LA Knight. He must have been inspired by Rob Van Dam's performance in the match prior. And now LA Knight sending Trick Williams into the corner. Williams, though, nice reversal. Big scissor kick right to the face. And now Trick Williams, what does he got planned here? LA Knight shaking the cobwebs off, meeting him back into the center of the ring. Nice Hurricane Rana by El Idolo. And now LA Knight sending Andrade into the steel steps. Unforgiving steel steps every single time. And now Knight has Trick Williams up, again stunning him on our announce table. And LA Knight getting the crowd invested, getting the crowd involved. He knows a lot of these people that paid good money to see him here tonight want to see him in the Money in the Bank ladder match as well. Anytime LA Knight has been a part of the Money in the Bank ladder match, he's also played bridesmaid, but he's been the favorite to win on multiple occasions. Could this year be his year finally? LA Knight with a nice running, jumping neck breaker that time. Now Andrade coming in with those absolute knife sharp chops to the chest. Goes for the cover. Like I said, a lot of early covers in this match, a lot of quick covers in this match. That's what you have to do in a triple threat scenario. You have to, you know, take advantage of when the other man is down, try and pin the person that you are focusing on. Oh, what a right by LA Knight. Trick Williams just ran right into that. And now Andrade, big chop right to the chest once again. And now, oh, what a standing moonsault. He just switched his targets and almost in midair. I was like, I didn't know what he was doing off through the corner to the other corner to LA Knight. Turns out he was going after Trick Williams. And now look at this. Andrade, bit of a house of fire right now. Takes out LA Knight with a huge power slam. And now Andrade sending Trick Williams off the ropes, making him think about it. Look at this. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. LA Knight, though, off the ropes. When do you see LA Knight take to the skies? I'll tell you when the Money in the Bank ladder match qualifiers are on the line. And now look at this. LA Knight not done taking to the skies. Looking for that megastar elbow drop. Connects to the heart of Andrade. Goes for the cover. Andrade just gets the shoulder out. Trick Williams would have just been inches too late to break that one up, but nonetheless, the fight continues. Trick Williams introducing a kendo stick into this match, driving it right into the skull of Andrade, and now Williams goes for a clothesline, but LA Knight with another crafty reversal. And now, wait a minute, LA Knight here, measuring his man, big knee strike into a discus lariat. LA Knight feeling himself here tonight in LA of all places. What a night it would be for him to qualify in Los Angeles, California itself. And now Andrade just drove that sledgehammer right into the face of LA Knight. He ain't gonna be getting any more of his background character roles after a shot to the face with a sledgehammer. Andrade almost just secured the victory right there with the message. That's his finishing maneuver, but LA Knight was able to survive it. He read the message and left it on red, I guess. You know, but Andrade, nice pop-up Samoan drop. Trick Williams now getting a big kick out. What the hell's Andrade got planned here? Oh, sharp elbow right to the jaw, and I think I know exactly what Andrade is planning here. Look out, Trick Williams. Indeed, I was going to say, he is almost inescapable. You almost can't escape it, because as soon as you're rolling, Andrade has already planted his feet and telegraphed where you're going to go. I don't know how he knows every time, but he certainly does. And he pulls that maneuver off every time he wants to do it. And now Andrade with a huge chop right to the chest. Has both men right where he wants them in the corner. Opposite corner sides of the ring. Big kick averted though. LA Knight getting the jump on Andrade. Another jumping neck breaker. And now LA Knight grabs the kendo stick. Remember, this is triple threat rules. So technically all this is legal. Referee can't do a damn thing about it. And now Trick Williams here going for a ground and pound, but LA Knight able to shift his weight and deliver some hard strikes to the jaw. Andrade just in the corner of our eyes, able to save this one. And now Andrade sending LA Knight over the top rope. Big strike to the knee, averted. Trick Williams running STO. LA Knight again off the ropes. Again with a springboard drop kick. That's the second time that we've seen Knight pull that impressive move off in this one. You can see this crowd in full support of LA Knight. Big kendo stick strike right to the face. Could be over right here. Trick Williams getting the shoulder out. And now the megastar grabs the microphone. His greatest weapon that he has in his arsenal. is his ability to talk. And now, wait a minute. Oh, no. Gonna make him quite literally eat his words is Andrade with a hammerlock DDT right on the microphone. If Trick Williams was not existing in this match, that would have been over. There's no way in hell LA Knight's kicking out of that. And there's no way in hell that LA Knight's even going to be able to get up after this one either. Look at this. Oh my goodness, a transitional bookend from Trick Williams. A nod to Booker T, a man that he certainly looks up to down in his NXT days. And Trick Williams is not looking to squander this opportunity. He wants to become a 5-time world champion in the future, just like the Bookman. A huge trick shot connects. Andrade just gets the shoulder out. And now LA Knight, done playing games here, goes for an Irish whip, but Trick Williams off the ropes here. Spins him out with a neck breaker of his own. Goes for the cover. Andrade is out. He's not going to be able to make it in time, but LA Knight gets the shoulder out nonetheless. Tremendous stuff out of all three of these guys. Either of these three men could make a case for themselves at Money in the Bank. And a big boot right to the face. Another big boot right to the face. As a matter of fact, these are three men that we saw in that 8-man ladder match just a few months ago at WrestleMania. And now they got to gear up for another ladder match, perhaps. Imagine the thought of that. And now LA Knight, what the hell has he got planned for Andrade? Oh, no. You got to be kidding me. A back suplex on the top turnbuckle. Trick Williams, though, taking advantage, laying him out with a lariat. This could be over right here. LA Knight just might have exerted all of his energy trying to deliver that back suplex on the turnbuckle. And now Trick Williams picking the bones here. Boy, Trick is really hungry. Like I said, he's had some impressive performances recently. And he wants all of that to mean something, all of that to add up to something. And now, wait a minute, LA Knight now out of nowhere with the BFT. The BFT connects. Andrade needs to make the save. Trick Williams, though, I think he just barely scraped the shoulder. And now Andrade just broke that kendo stick over the abdomen area of LA Knight. Wait a minute, Andrade now. Oh, what a huge spinning elbow right to the face. A spinning elbow right to the face, Andrade. Crisis averted that time. No, LA Knight turns him around. Oh, and a BFT on the steel chair. A BFT on the steel chair. Payback for when LA Knight got dropped on that microphone earlier tonight. And with that, Knight secures the first spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Who will join him? We will find out in the weeks to come. What a performance by all three of these individuals. But yet again, the megastar continues to be absolutely undeniable. And the Kavorka is at an all-time high with this one. Well, folks, what an absolute banger of a match we just witnessed between LA Knight, Trick Williams, and Andrade. That is how you start Money in the Bank season off right. We're about to see another great match here because the World Tag Team Champions are in the building. Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, DIY, just fresh off a successful defense against the Motor City Machine Guns. And honestly, what was possibly match of the night in France at Backlash. And that is a very hard conversation, a very hard argument to have with a card that we had at Backlash. I mean, every single performance, match after match, delivered to the highest of standards. But I would say that tag team match was certainly special. If you haven't gotten the chance to check it out, DIY and Motor City Machine Guns at our most recent PLE Backlash, definitely check it out. You're going to want to stick around for the end of that match because we saw the arrival, or if I could, the return of the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. As you can see, clearly Tommaso Ciampa has those guys in the back of his mind. The question we had after seeing the re-debut of O'Reilly and Strong is, are they still affiliated with Adam Cole, who we know also is here on Monday Night Raw? And I'm told Strong and O'Reilly are actually now officially part of the Raw roster as well. That is huge breaking news. The Undisputed Era, if that's what they're still going to be called, Strong and O'Reilly, making a very strong case for the tag team division. No pun intended there, as Tyler Bate wipes out Tommaso Ciampa with a suicide dive. Now the big strong boy locking in here tonight. Big opportunity for these two, both Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, who make up of the New Catch Republic. Guys we've seen a few times here on Universe Mode. And look at this, a big back body drop. We will certainly see a lot more of them if they put away the World Tag Team Champions here tonight. And now Dunne laying an absolute devastating 2 forearm strikes to the back of the neck of Tommaso Ciampa, a man that has a history of neck issues. And believe me, Pete Dunne is well aware of them. Nice double underhook suplex, butterfly suplex, whichever one you want to call it. And now Pete Dunne doing what he does best and absolutely just dismantling and dissecting his opponent. Again, strikes to the neck. Like I said, very premeditated attacks by Pete Dunne. He knows the neck issues. He's literally focusing in on the neck of Tommaso Ciampa. We know that Dunne and Tyler Bate obviously would love to beat the World Tag Team Champions here tonight, would love to find themselves in the mix for those very championships. These guys just recently coming back to the tag team division after a brief hiatus. They've already had one technically great showing against the Motor City Machine Guns a few weeks ago, and now they're in the ring with the champs themselves. DIY, it is certainly a proving grounds type scenario. And these four individuals obviously not shy of one another, not strangers to one another either, all making their name down in the black and gold version of NXT. And now look at this combination by Gargano and Ciampa. Big strike right to the face. Enziguri strike to the face, and then the Northern Lights and Tommaso Ciampa clearly just playing with his food. He could have went for a pinfall attempt, but decided to better on it. Pete Dunne and Ciampa going back and forth now, and Ciampa goes for a discus lariat, but Pete Dunne able to connect with a big kick right to the face. Buzzsaw-like kick right to the face, and now stomping into the chest of Ciampa. Every time Pete Dunne has been in this match, he has used his time wisely. He has used the limbs of his own opponent to their disadvantage. And now, oh my God, just spiked him once again right on that neck with the half and half. Pete Dunne now could be closing in on a huge victory. As I said, matches like this, non-title or not, championship on the line or not, are proving ground matches. These are matches that make or break tag teams. And now look at this, Gargano with a nice tope after a beautiful back suplex, high angle back suplex. Perhaps Ciampa, as Gargano flies over the top rope. Perhaps Ciampa looking to get a little bit of revenge when it comes to targeting the neck. He angled high on that back suplex, specifically honing in on the neck region of Pete Dunne as he lands a huge knee strike right to the face. And now look at this, we're going for a cheap victory already. This match barely even began, and DIY already want to catch the next flight out of here. Goes for a DDT. Pete Dunne with a nice reversal, though. Out of harm's way that time. Goes for a clothesline. Ciampa escaping. Like I said, oh, a huge bicycle kick. So like I said, all four of these individuals, no strangers to one another. And that really makes it hard to try and get creative when it comes to scenarios like that, to try and catch your opponent off guard. How do you catch somebody off guard if they know your next move? And now Pete Dunne and Gargano going back and forth. Gargano caught the boot but got hit with the other one. And now big Enziguri strike to Gargano once again. Those Enziguris are landing their mark. And a kick right to the back of Gargano. you have to keep in mind, DIY is probably not 100% heading into this match. I mean, like we mentioned, they had an absolute barn burner of a tag team match against the Motor City Machine Guns in France at Backlash almost 48 hours ago. And now, wait a minute, Pete Dunne. No. Oh, I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that, but I know Pete Dunne loves delivering it. Just disrupting the fingers of Johnny Gargano. Pop-up headbutt by Pete Dunne, and now back in control is the New Catch Republic. Ducks a clothesline attempt. The Bruiserweight in full control of one half of our tag team champions. Big chop right to the chest of Gargano. And now Gargano lining up here. Oh, what a flatliner. That is certainly a game changer. Certainly going to turn the match around in DIY's favor with a move like that. And now Ciampa again back into this one. Looked like he was able to recover all the damage that Pete Dunne has already done to him. And now Tyler Bate getting a little antsy out there on the corner. He probably wants to tag. He's a much fresher of the two between him and Dunne. And now, no, again, this time to Ciampa. Pete Dunne gets those fingers again. And now another kick right to the face. Absolutely pinpoint accuracy from the Bruiserweight. And now he looks to focus in on the legs of Ciampa. Almost a moderation of the figure four leg lock. And now Tyler Bate back into this one here. Tyler Bate, there's the big strong boy displaying why he has that nickname. A huge exploder. Goes for a running senton. Ciampa out of harm's way. Look out. Ciampa going for the kill here. Was going for a fairy tale ending to put Tyler Bate to sleep. But Tyler Bate with a nice reversal turns it around into a clothesline. Ciampa trying to survive here as his partner Gargano momentarily wiped out. And now Bate, look at this, captured DDT by Tyler Bate. Of course, the youngest NXT champion of all time, NXT UK champion that is, but definitely the youngest champion to ever hold a belt down in either NXT. Won that thing when he was just 19 years old. Absolutely impressive. But needless to say, so is DIY, a pair of former NXT Tag Team Champions before they made their move here on the main roster and became World Tag Team Champions, multi-time World Tag Team Champions. They are now enjoying their second run with the belts, this time with a little bit more grittiness to them. Huge standing moonsault by Tyler Bate. This match cannot go on for much longer if I'm DIY. I need to ice all the wounds that I suffered in France. Imagine having to fight in France, take a long trip back to Los Angeles, California, and take the L to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Gargano does not like the sound of that, though, as Gargano lays Tyler Bate out with a huge clothesline. And now Gargano sending Tyler Bate back into his corner. Look out here. Big double super kick connects by DIY. Flush to the face. And now Tommaso Ciampa trying to ink in the victory, but Tyler Bate, we have seen how scrappy Tyler Bate can be in the past. He has brought men like Gunther to their knees and in doubt of if they could actually beat him or not. And now big super kick averted. Tyler Bate now, look out here. Tyler Driver 98. The Tyler Driver 98 connects, but no, Ciampa just getting the shoulder out. Or, excuse me, making the save. What am I talking about? Gargano wasn't even going to peel that shoulder off the mat. Ciampa made the save, as we've seen him do time after time again in the match with the Motor City Machine Guns. Now here comes Gargano with a huge running DDT. A running DDT, but not enough again. Still more fight left in the New Catch Republic. Gargano sends Tyler Bate to the corner of DIY once more. And going for a similar offense is DIY. Is it going to collide this time to Tyler Bate? And now spins out into the Northern Lights. This time, Ciampa's going to lobby to go for the pinfall. He wants to get them the hell out of here, Los Angeles, before they might see the second coming of the Undisputed Era again. As we know, all four of those individuals involved in the tag team match in France, Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, feeling the wrath of O'Reilly and Strong. Both left laid out in France. And now Gargano again, the flatliner connects to Tyler Bate. This is tremendous stuff out of Gargano and Ciampa. Like I said, these guys are not even fresh and they're putting on performance like this. Pete Dunne now. What has he got planned here? He was trying to go for the legs of Gargano. And now wait a minute, Gargano though, meanwhile able to make that tag. Big elbow strike. And now wait a minute, Pete Dunne just grabbed a hold of Gargano. What the hell has he got planned here? Oh my God, a big suplex to the outside. A suplex to the outside, a long hard fall for Johnny Gargano. Oh, and now Pete Dunne takes out Tommaso Ciampa. This is NCR's opportunity right here and right now. Dunne throws Gargano back in the ring. Tyler Bate signaling for the end here. Gargano, though with a nice, well, look at this. A nice roll-up attempt here. Bate got caught, and Gargano makes the save and gets the win for his team. Similar to how Gargano got the win last night, 48 hours ago against the Motor City Machine Guns, but also similar scenes as Strong and O'Reilly lay out Gargano and Ciampa once again. The Undisputed Era making their mark once again. My goodness gracious, is the competition heating up in the tag team division. We got tag teams like the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and now Strong and O'Reilly making up of just half, not even half of the tag team division here on Monday Night Raw. We're not even including teams like the New Day, the War Raiders, who we haven't seen in quite some time, among others. The LWO. Just the tag team division is at an all-time high here on Monday Night Raw, as it is over there on Friday nights as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch gears because it is main event time and we get to showcase a debut. The debuting Mariah May taking on the role model Bayley. Probably a woman at one point in May's life that she looked up to back when she was just a t-shirt model for this company. Now Mariah May gets to sell t-shirts. What a strange life that it can be if you put yourself in the right direction, if you make the right moves. And I would say Mariah May has made the right moves. I mean, look exactly who she's affiliated with. The women's WWE champion, Sasha Banks, of course, making up of two members of Banks Corporation. The other two resting their bodies after a hard-fought match against Becky Lynch and Bayley 48 hours ago at Backlash. Brianna Brandy and Kiana James, they brought the fight that night. I was absolutely impressed. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was absolutely impressed with what I saw out of those two ladies taking on two pillars of the women's revolution in Becky Lynch and Bayley. What a performance that was, but Lynch and Bayley able to overcome the competition that night and get a little bit of revenge on Banks Corporation, but something tells me this rivalry is far from over, as of course this would be the ultimate indicator, because Bayley is still fighting members of Banks Corporation, but she's fighting the debuting Mariah May this time, as Bayley immediately tosses Mariah May off to the ground by using her long blonde hair Bayley doesn't care about a vanity affair. She doesn't care about any of the glitz and the glamour, if you will. She cares about, well, obviously making Mariah May tap out, but she also cares about getting some revenge on Sasha Banks and perhaps even in the process walking away with that Women's WWE Championship. It has been a very long time here in Universe Mode that Bayley's been belted, and I think that she thinks that it is long overdue at this point. But with the competition just rising day after day, might be a little bit harder for Bayley to even find herself in the mix, especially if she takes a loss to Mariah here tonight. Big headbutt right to the face of Bayley. And look at this, Mariah May just absolutely full of herself. Got the utmost confidence, got the women's champion Sasha Banks in her corner. She's on top of the world. She's here in WWE, her lifelong dream. And goes for a knee strike, but Bayley with a nice reversal. And a big strike right to the face of Mariah May. Here comes the role model. Bayley wiping Mariah May out. Perhaps May bit off a little bit more than she can chew, challenging Bayley in her debut match. I mean, that is a absolute statement if you win the match, but that's also a statement if you lose the match. And the statement being is that maybe you're not good enough to hang with competition the level of Bayley. And Mariah May wants to prove that she indeed is good enough. And now look at this. Oh, a huge spin out sidewalk slam. Almost a display of strength by Mariah that time. Not something we're commonly used to seeing in Mariah May, but effective nonetheless. And now, wait a minute, Bayley, big pause there. Might be giving May a little bit more, I was going to say a little bit more time than she would want to. But Bayley goes for a running knee strike. May gets the boot up, though. And now huge elbow strike right to the face. Gonna be hard to be glamorous with an absolute mouse on her face like that. I think Bayley just busted her open with that elbow strike right to the face. Maybe she's bleeding from the nose a little bit. And now, wait a minute, goes for a crossbody off the top, but Mariah May able to get out of the way. Another spinning sidewalk slam. And now Mariah off the ropes, goes for something, but Bayley turns it around with a German suplex, stacking May on her neck. And now Bayley going top rope here. Vintage Bayley, big elbow drop. The role model elbow drop by Bayley connects, goes for the cover. Mariah May gets the shoulder out. Tremendous opportunity, but also a tremendous loss this would be for Mariah May. And I think Bayley was going to be going for that rose plant, but May obviously doing her homework. Goes for a roll-up attempt. Bayley reverses it now. Look out here. May, though, telegraphing her body. Oh, no, look at this. Back and forth we go. Spins her out with a sling blade. Mariah May bringing the fight to Bayley. And now, wait a minute. Hooks both arms. You've got to be kidding me. A pedigree. A man that Bayley, I'm sure, has the utmost respect for in Triple H. A man that gave her break down in NXT. Mariah May just rubbing salt into the wound with a move like that. Certainly Sasha Banks told her to throw one in here tonight. Banks also another woman that has the utmost respect for Triple H. And now, wait a minute. Mariah May was going to go off the top rope, but she decided better against it. Now a big elbow strike right to the face of Bayley. What has May got planned here? Off the ropes, goes for, I think she was going for a flying knee strike, but Bayley absolutely just able to step to the side. And yeah, I was going to say, I think that might have tweaked Mariah May's knee when she landed kind of awkwardly in an awkward position. And now Bayley goes off again with a top rope to a double axe handle, but Mariah May once again still coming back into this one. Now the Luthez press connects. And now look at this. Stacks Bayley high with a Saito. A Saito suplex connects. That was hard to watch. That's that that Stardom side of Mariah May coming into play. She was certainly one of the top Gaijins down in Stardom. And now Mariah May is looking to make a star of herself here tonight with a big knee strike. Goes for the Kamigoye knee strike. Did not connect. Bayley, though, fighting off Mariah. Goes for a double axe handle. Again, not connecting. Back and forth these two ladies go. This is the main event of Monday Night Raw, folks. Tremendous performance from both these ladies. Mariah May smacking the taste out of Bayley's mouth. Goes for a running clothesline. Gets met by a strike right to the face. Again, back and forth these two go. Look out. Big Bulldog connects by Mariah. Bayley able to reverse all of these attempts from the Glamour. Oh, huge double axe handle off the second. Goes for the cover. This could be it. Mariah May just getting that shoulder out, though. Bayley now. What does she got planned for Mariah? Off the ropes goes the role model. Oh, went for a huge running clothesline as she was in that seated position is Mariah. And again stacks her on her neck with a Saito. You can't take too much more of that. That is way too much damage to the upper neck region of Bayley. I mean, that could put you away and put you on the shelf for months. Nice innovative spin out. Slam by Bayley that time out of the fireman's carry position. And now Bayley going off the second again with a double axe handle. If it works the first time, I guess you try and perform it again. And now Bayley got the boot caught. Mariah May, though, look at this. Turns her inside out. There's that Kamigoye knee strike. Judo flip maneuver into the Kamigoye knee strike. Almost put this thing to bed. Mariah May almost pinned Bayley in her debut match here on Monday Night Raw. As I said, what a statement it would be for the Glamour to put away the role model. And yeah, she might have a broken nose. I just got a good shot of the blood dripping down May's face, but get a good shot of this Mayday in the center of the ring. Ironically, right on the WWE logo. Oh, but Bayley gets the shoulder out. Mariah May hit Mayday just like she hit on Bayley last week when she made her shocking debut, helping Sasha Banks. Teasing the alliance between herself and Sasha Banks, and of course Brianna Brandy and Kiana James as well. And obviously within a week's time we learned exactly what that was all about. These four women have been in cahoots for quite some time now. Sasha Banks has probably had this planned for a while, and now Bayley stacks Mariah with a Saito. A Saito suplex from the role model. She says, I can take those and I can give those back just as hard. And now Bayley sending Mariah May to the outside. What the hell's Bayley got planned here? Look out, a baseball slide drop kick. Mariah May absolutely stunned here tonight. Bayley looking like her older self, looking like her NXT days with moves like that. I'm talking about the match that put Bayley and Sasha Banks and arguably women's wrestling down in NXT on the map in Brooklyn. And now Bayley gets wiped out by a neck breaker. She went high risk, no reward. Now Mariah May sends Bayley back into the ring. May now. What she got planned here? Calling Bayley up to her feet. Mariah. Going top rope. I want to wash out here, but Bayley able to, Mariah May able to escape Bayley's attempt to try and knock her off the top rope. Beautiful crossbody by Mariah. And now Bayley cuts Mariah May off. Went for a run on the ropes. Wait a minute. No. Oh, Sasha just laid Bayley out. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, that's gonna throw this match away. Mariah May, almost a little bit of a diffusion there by Mariah May. She's almost doesn't know what to do, if she wants to be mad or happy about it. But nonetheless, Mariah May grabbing a steel chair and giving it to the boss. Wait a minute, Becky Lynch met the save. Lynch saving her tag team partner Bayley. These two will fight for the women's tag team championships next week. Becky Lynch making the save for Bayley and clearing out the Banks Corporation, as this issue is clearly far from resolved.